Now just look at this mess right here. This is what they're hyping up as the future? What even is this? These look like some kind of wannabe townhomes in that townhouse-adjacent cookie-cutter layout. And this gate right here, let's talk about it. If you're locking people out before they even set foot inside, then whatever's behind that fence, it's clearly not meant for everybody. Tell me I'm not tripping. That's a full-blown gate, right? Like full-on gated community energy. Even if they throw a dry cleaner in there, it won't matter. Nobody outside the gates will get to use it, unless you've got a key code and a lease. Look, I'm not mad. It is what it is. Just call it what it is. Don't act like it's open to the community when clearly it's not. Hey, it's your girl J9 Eve in the building. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, share this video, and slide down into those comments. Tell me what you think. Let's really unpack this. Do you honestly believe this vision they're selling is even realistic? Is it a solid plan, or are they running game on the town? Are the folks in Dalton getting played or getting blessed? And for real, I gotta ask, what do y'all think Tiffany's feeling right about now? Because here come all these outsiders, pulling up, ready to flip and build and upgrade Dalton. And Tiffany? Sis could have been part of this if she hadn't been out here acting reckless. She fumbled hard, another bag, straight through her fingers. She could have been front and center, working her usual angle, trying to finesse these people. More. New money for her to sink her claws into, but nope. She showed her hand way too soon, played herself. Anyway, let's tune in. This man's about to break down the blueprint for what's coming next in Dalton now that the whole Pope saga flipped everything on its head. They've got plans, they've got momentum. Let's just hope they don't mess it all up. Ugh, I cannot deal with those fake friendly types. You know the ones. All smiles while they're trying to get something from you, but the moment they get it, ghosted. Like you never existed. Please. Anyway, here's what's going on. We've got this little photo presentation to walk through. So back in 2022, me and a few investors picked up this 13-acre piece of land. Originally, the plan. Nothing major, just truck parking. I mean, seriously? Bought up all that land just to park trucks? Big dreams, right? But now, because the Pope's place is nearby, suddenly it's all resort-style development talk. They think they'll draw people in just by being in the same zip code. Cute. But after hearing the neighborhood's concerns, they're switching gears. Now it's all about mixed-income housing. You know, redeveloping the eyesore into something beautiful. Throw in a few stores for daily stuff, groceries, childcare, maybe a dry cleaner. But like, what even is mixed income? Housing? It just means they'll toss in some stuff that sounds community-focused, but don't get it twisted. The zoning's still industrial, M1, and they're now trying to present phases to the trustees to get approval to move forward. They've even got shiny renderings. But let's be real, that land's just been sitting empty all this time. Now they want rental units, some for sale homes, plus mixed-use apartments, whatever that's supposed to mean, with retail on the bottom. Like, sir, what is a mixed-use apartment? That's just an apartment over a store. Nothing. New. And sure, they say there'll be a pool, a kid's playground, daycare, the works, but come on. Do you honestly think those things will be open to the public? If your kid doesn't live inside that community, some Karen's gonna show up like, excuse me, this is for residents only. It's not a community center. It's not for everybody. It's for whoever lives behind that gate. Yep, that gate. Let's talk about that gate. You saw it. Full on, you can't sit with us energy. Gated. As in, if they put a dry cleaner or a mini-mart in there, the general public still can't use it because they'll be locked out. If you don't live there, don't even think about walking in. And you know what? Fine. Build a private neighborhood, but don't sell it to us like it's some gift to the whole city. Now they're out here spinning this like it's for everyone in Dalton. But let's not pretend. There aren't a lot of plots left, and the price of everything has already skyrocketed. They're talking about adding some self-storage too, because apparently storage units are nearly full. Why? Because people lost their homes, moved in with relatives, and had nowhere to keep their stuff. Real talk. And then here we go again. Back to those townhome-style buildings. You saw the renderings. You saw that gate. Ain't no walking in. This isn't about creating something for the existing community. It's about curating a new one. The sad part? They're claiming veterans will benefit. But let's tell the truth. That's just a talking point. Because with DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion basically dead, so are the special programs that used to help vets. There used to be real incentives, job placement, housing priority, access. Now, nothing. All that's left is, thanks for your service. That's it. Empty words. The guy up there knows full well. There's no mandate anymore. No policy, no pressure, no DEI, no veteran priority. So this whole accessible to vets claim? Optional at best. Moving along, they're proposing different housing types for singles, small families, everyone in between. But here's the shocker. Their own study showed that storage units in the area are packed. Why? Because people have no homes. They're crashing with friends or family, and their belongings are in boxes somewhere. That's what's really going on. So now they're back at it, pointing to these glossy renderings, talking about what they want to build. More townhouse-style buildings, a gate that shuts everyone out. Gated community, straight up. You see that? Tell me I'm not the only one who noticed. Even if there's a corner store or dry cleaner in there, it's locked behind that fence. And look, that would be fine if they just told the truth, but don't sugarcoat it. Don't act like this is some open door, bring the neighborhood together initiative. It's not. They're out here pitching this like it's a blessing to the whole town. But let's be honest, it's not built for the people already living here. And with the cost of everything, it's already out of reach for most. Plus, they're facing their own struggles. Funding's tight, federal money's drying up, interest rates are through the roof, and the last time Dalton updated its zoning code? 30 years ago. 30. Everything's outdated. So now they're begging the trustees for a resolution, a fast track to push the project forward so they can chase more federal and state money. They want permission to build apartments, shops, storage, for sale townhomes, condos, you name it. And this part's wild. They dug up an old clause from 20 years ago saying they can switch from concrete to masonry. Why? Because concrete's too expensive now. So they want to use newer materials, code from back when flip phones were still hot. Basically, what it all boils down to. They want to change the zoning so they can build whatever they want. Not just truck parking like they originally told us. And this building material switch? I don't know. Sounds like we're going to end up with houses made out of cardboard. Then watch. HOA fees will be through the roof, like $1 million just to use the pool. Something about this whole thing screams scam. Like once they get the green light, they'll move forward. But the people in Dalton? They'll be standing on the outside looking in. Let's call it what it is. Another shiny scheme. Another promise. But not for us. Permission to come in and do all this? Sure. But the folks who actually live here, they won't get a single thing. Nope. Not one bit. And once this plan gets the green light, that's just the start. They'll loosen up the rules everywhere, else in town. Before you know it, Dalton will be filled with all these flashy new developments. But the people who've called this place home their whole lives, they'll be locked out. No access at all. Look, I don't trust these folks selling dreams. I smell a scam from a mile away. They want to raise building heights to 4 or 5 stories, all because we're close to the train station. They claim 1 parking spot per unit, but then they fudge the numbers to cram in as many units as possible to make their project cash flow. Now they're pushing for a 5-to-1 parking ratio, plus permission for above-ground water tanks to manage. Runoff, all just to make sure this thing turns a profit. Sure, they promise new tax revenue, homes, retail spots, no liquor stores, they say, places for families and seniors. The renderings? Slick, upscale, and safe-looking. They say it's for Dalton residents to enjoy, maybe even buy or rent something better than the old 1970s junk. But here's the truth. This guy's throwing shade on the very people he's supposed to be courting, calling their homes outdated like they're garbage. Meanwhile, this new development, it'll be so pricey, most locals won't even afford it. They'll shut you out. Nope, you can't come in here. Now here's what real negotiation looks like. You want to build these townhomes and apartments? Fine. But if you want businesses, they don't belong behind this gate. Nope. Put your shops outside the fence where the whole community can actually use them. Bring jobs, money, resources to the people who live here, not some gated bubble, siphoning everything for itself. Don't build a perfect little world for yourselves while leaving everyone else outside. That's not how you build a community. So, my deal? Okay, build all you want, but no businesses inside the wall. Keep those outside, where the community benefits. No different businesses outside? Nah, just the same types they planned. Inside, but out front where everyone can access them. That's how I'd handle it if I were Super Mayor Mama. Yeah, I want to be Super Mayor Mama. Can I be Super Mayor Mama? Absolutely not. Folks out here swear like sailors. So, the spot they're talking about. 14T700 Harvard Street. Near the CVS on the way to Riverdale, close to the train station. Big park nearby too. But look at it now, it's a total eyesore. You can't see inside. Tumbleweeds taller than 6 feet growing wild. I checked Google Maps because I wanted to see the actual land. And look at this. Compared to the surrounding houses, that lot isn't even big enough for what they showed in those fancy renderings. Check the spacing between houses. That building they want to put there would only fit across about 10 houses. Maybe less. It just doesn't add up. The way they show it, that design won't fit there at all. So whatever they end up building, it'll look nothing like the renderings. Keep that in mind. Now, about the mixed income stuff. They say it means housing for different people, like a teacher making $30K a year or a firefighter earning a bit more. It means different income levels, not a Section 8 voucher program or anything like that. And don't think they're building all this just to let in Section 8 folks paying $75 a month rent. Nope, no way. Why build brand new housing only to let people in who won't care for it? That's not how it works. If they wanted that, they'd fix up an old building, not build new. So, no, that's not the plan. Yeah, so Section 8 is different from mixed income. Mixed income means it's accessible. This isn't a luxury-only project where rents are sky high and nobody can afford to live there. They're planning price points for various incomes, aiming for an accessible community. Need a studio on a budget? Got it. Need a 3-bedroom. For a family? They want that too. Different sizes, different prices. But here's the catch. They keep saying affordable, but never share the actual numbers. Affordable is a relative term. For some, $20,500 a month sounds affordable, especially if you're used to places like New York where $20,500 might get you a tiny closet with a fake toilet in the corner, and people would gladly pay that. So, yeah, different families, different price points. But what that really means for most people, nobody knows. This site is zoned M1. That's industrial, right? So no massive factories, but truck parking and some retail are allowed. Basically, it's an industrial zone squeezed into a residential neighborhood. What they want is to switch it from M1 to mixed-use zoning, basically a community within a community. I love that phrase, community within a community. I'm stealing that. Someone's gonna steal it now, laughs, it's mine. Anyway, they've been working with the community for a few years. Right now, the zoning lets them put factories or truck parking there, which doesn't fit a residential area. So rezoning is key to making this livable. And yes, they're pushing to get the zoning board up and running faster to educate the community on what the zones mean and how this benefits everyone. Part of their ask is to pass a resolution so they can move forward with planning. Why? Because federal agencies want to see community support before funding a project. There's less money available now, so agencies won't waste it on projects that lack local approval. Bottom line, they want the green light to rezone so they can apply for federal and state funding, and I gotta say, these folks know how to work the system. They're out here with all this know-how about grabbing government money. It's all legit, but man, it's frustrating to watch. Asked if they'd try HUD funding, the answer was honest. Maybe, maybe not. The political climate has shifted, and HUD's avoiding a certain brand now, so that might not be in play. Bottom line, they're casting a wide net for funding sources. Anything that fits the changing landscape. At the end of the day, it's a business. It has to make financial sense. The developer wants to build something high quality, something they can be proud of, a place to bring their own kids and say, yeah, I helped build that. So this guy shows up and says, I'm bringing my crew to Dawson to show support. My mother had a business here for years, and Mayor House is a wonderful mayor. I've got friends like Stan and Mr. Andrew Holmes. We got deep pockets ready to help Dalton. Deep pockets, huh? Okay, hold up. Whose pockets are deep here? Yours? Your friends? Because all I'm hearing is, my friends got deep pockets. What about you? Just the guy who talks and points to the friend with, the money, that's it? Man, I'm gonna tell your friend exactly how you introduced him. Hey, you're just the friend with deep pockets, no respect. Laughs. Wild. So basically he's saying, I want to support, well, my friend's support, because he's the one with the money. Me? I just talk. I'm like, okay, I see how it is. Then they say, all right, let's vote. All in favor say yes. And everyone goes, yes, yes, yes. No opposition. Honestly, I didn't hear a single no, so looks like we got support. Man, it's hilarious. Like vultures circling the Pope's residence. Everyone wants in, wants a piece, but you just know this will be gated off. Dalton, behave. Because this will be a keep-out zone. But hey, Mama loves y'all. Yes, she does. Peace.